Hello everyone, this is your host, Syafire. Welcome to the Virtual Voices podcast, episode 5, where we will be continuing our conversation with PandahPat. In this episode, we will be going over when you should start a Discord, when is the right time to do that, how to know if you are, or when you are, ready to start streaming, and what equipment do you need to start streaming, and what can you wait on. Also, if you've been enjoying this podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be alerted when the next episodes come out to help bring more value to you and your content creation journey. All right, let's go. So Thorntail says, at what point did you decide to start up your Discord? I'm not sure if I should wait until I have a following or not.
Ooh, this is highly debated. This is a highly debated question, actually.
Yeah, it is.
In the VTuber world as well. I think there's benefits of waiting because you have a community and then there's hype for it. When everyone gets in, they'll be excited to be posting and doing all of that. So that's the benefit of waiting. However, if you create a Discord at the beginning, there is some joy of testing things out on a smaller audience. So if you start earlier and let a few people come in, you can make a lot of edits without having a huge group come in immediately. And they're like, you busted this. And you're like, oh, I did bust that. Thank you very much. So there's benefits to both sides. What do you think, Syafire?
Yeah, I agree with you. And some people say like you don't even need a Discord or don't start a Discord, which I think is crazy. It depends on what you value as a community. Now, it's very important. I talk about this in content creation a lot, that you come up with the top 5 things that you value. And because if people don't know what you stand for, how do they know what they're following? So one of the things I stand for is community and helping others. In my case, starting a Discord is a phenomenal idea. For someone who's maybe more on like a competitive gaming side and they already, have a lot of viewers or something, maybe they don't want a Discord because they want to just people to come to their stream and focus on their gameplay and not really have a sense of community. In my opinion, I think the most fulfilling is having a sense of community. So if you can create that as soon as possible with starting your Discord, I would say go for it.
Exactly. I couldn't say it better than myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next question we have, Lion, thank you so much for the host. I appreciate you. So the next question we have is from Star Guardian Artist. What was the best piece of advice you have heard about starting out as a VTuber, Panda? And what would be the #1 tip you'd give to people wanting to start their VTuber journey?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes, as we said earlier.
Straight up, comparison is the thief of joy. You may not be like those people you idolize, but I would say if you're becoming a VTuber, love yourself more than your idols. Love your successes more than the successes of people you look up to, because you are amazing, you are awesome. Make this a self-love journey instead of a self-validation journey.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I don't have anything to add to that. You honestly got it. Heck yes. All right, so our next question is Rosa Koza. At what point did you feel confident enough to start streaming?
This is weird because, as I said, I'm already did like theatrics. I've done YouTube before. Like I already had myself, like I've already been comfortable to go out there. So the streaming guys, I'd like to say like I just don't have that fear. I just put myself out there. I literally was just like, how do you set up a Twitch? Okay, let's start streaming. I'm going to talk to myself. So there was no hesitation on my point. What about you, Syafire?
Yeah, that's really cool too to hear that, you had that confidence right off the bat, because a lot of people struggle with having like just going for it. And as we say, Shia LaBeouf, or as some people like to say, Shia LaBeouf, just do it. No, but really,
hey, Shia LaBeouf. Do you have like a picture of you as Shia?
Oh my God, no, I have to do it. Somebody please.
Artist, please make a Shia LaBeouf. I need it on a t-shirt.
Yes, calling all artists. I love it. Okay. Yeah.
Let's do it.
It really is just about starting. And for me, when did I have the confidence to start streaming? Much like you, Panda, I have a background in theater and sort of just doing all that types of stuff. I've always sort of had this fire in my soul to do something great, to do something epic. So just starting has never really been the biggest problem for me, I don't think. But I don't know, like when I started, really, it was just a natural thing for me. It was just like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I want to like be an entertainer. I want to, make people laugh. I want to make people smile. And just starting streaming wasn't a huge debate for me. And sometimes we get too caught up in our heads and we're like, what if this? What if that? you were always going to be afraid of judgment and what other people are going to think. But my best tip to you is literally just do it, because you're not going to know if you love it or if you don't love it unless you try it. That's the only way. It's just like, I'm going to compare it to eating some like mint chocolate chip ice cream, as we've been talking about. You're not going to know if you like mint chocolate chip ice cream by just staring at it and looking at how delicious it looks. Try it. You will like it. You might not. And then maybe you'll try a different flavor later.
No, exactly. I was going to add as well is that people, I know people who didn't like their voices. Maria Latte said she hated her voice and she didn't want to like have her voice. So she streamed without even talking on her stream. And eventually she got out of it, started talking, and boom. Like, and Maria Latte's community has just grown extensively. It is just do it. Also, look at your intentions in coming into streaming. Because if it's solely based on toxic validation, you're going to go through a loop.
Yeah.
You know, you're never gonna take that step, because you're like, but what if they won't like me? And I'm like, most of you guys, you get on and like no one's there for a moment, so don't even worry about it. And if you get there and people are there, awesome. Just do it. Where's the GIF? I need it. Yesterday, guys. I need it yesterday. Where is it? Need it now.
Absolutely. All right, so next question is Cotton Candy Magic says, what do you feel is essential to have before you start streaming, and what can you wait on until later? That's a good question.
That's a really good question. I think you're actually better qualified just because
Sure.
To answer this. So how about you go first and I'll add on?
Sure. Yeah, so the question again is, what do you feel is essential to have before you start streaming, and what about later on? Okay. For those who don't know as well, I was a part of a streaming boot camp called Stream Coach, ran by Ashley Kreis, and it was a great time. I learned so many things, and one of the things that they stress and I live by is, please do not wait to start just because you don't have the right equipment, and please do not spend thousands and thousands of dollars on equipment, especially if you don't even know if this is something you want to do yet, because you might not like streaming at all and have spent so much money on equipment. You really set goals for yourself. Hey, if I stream for 2 months every week on Wednesday at 3 p.m., whatever, then I will, buy myself a new camera, and then I'll have VTuber tracking, just to use VTubers as an example. You don't need anything except the bare minimum to start streaming, which is your streaming software and your voice, pretty much. And not even, some people don't even have like voice and they just type to people in chat. But I would say at the very least, your streaming software, whatever game you're going to play, obviously your PC, and your voice. And I think that's a great way to start. You can upgrade later. You can always improve as you go. Please don't wait. I've had content creators who build themselves up. They hype themselves up. They get all this stuff and then they don't even do it. And then that's even more discouraging than starting with not a whole lot and then slowly upgrading. And slowly upgrading is going to help your mindset more as well than if you start with everything and nobody shows up. Because think about how sad that is if you spent like thousands and no one's there. Mm-hmm. But if you start getting a community, it's going to amp you up. I think it's a lot more of a healthier way to build your content. But what do you think, Panda?
No, absolutely. Think of it this way, guys. If you can be successful with the bare minimum, think about how you're going to be when you get the equipment. Go in with the mindset of just like your expectation is to try like the bare minimums to see how you like it, and don't invest so much that you have that regret. Because again, you're doing it because it's a comparison thing. You were like, I have to have the whole setup because that equals success. It's not. Some people start streaming, never talk, and they're successful. And honestly, what's going to make you successful is people like your personality at the end of the day. And, that's unique to you. So you could start with a laptop. I know plenty of people who just started with a laptop. I started with one screen myself, guys. However, I will say the one thing I loved, and the one thing that helped me quite a bit, was getting a second monitor. I will say that. Getting a second monitor was probably the best thing, but I didn't get that until later on in my journey either. But what Syafire says is exactly right.
Yeah.
And it goes along with everything we've been saying. Just do it. You can have the bare minimum. You can have a PNG.
Get it? The bare minimum? Because you're a panda bear? I'm sorry, I'll stop. I'm leaving. Bye.
No, I'm dying now. But yeah, that's all I gotta say to that. Like, you don't have to have the fancy equipment, guys, because at the end of the day, it's your personality.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. And I hope that gave you some clarity and gave you some insight into why you need to just stop making excuses and go for it. Everybody starts with a different path and a different journey, and that's okay. Yours is going to be unique to you. So as Shia LaBeouf says, just do it. Just start making content, because you're never going to figure out if you love it if you don't try it. And that goes for anything in life, not just content creation. Thank you so much for listening. I've been your host, Syafire, and your guest speaker was PandahPat. If you'd like to join a Discord community to hang out with all of us, you can click that link down below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!